15 sen. Lu bini pakai kucing. Gua bini pakai bolong. Mana boleh sama, oh? 30 sen. Kalau macam-macam Twitter dan Twitter ada, kalau 30 sen. Gua bini bukan mau baca Twitter. Oke? Ini berapa jam? Bodoh mabuk lagi ini.
Agak-agak. Gì sữa à?
Đây có ổ luyện tí mà.
Đây có ngon rồi. Ly gì liền hố à? Gì hố?
Sao? Cho nhỏ. Nhỏ rồi đó.
Kalau setting lah, saya tu video buka dekat. Ini.
Jangan. Mau.
Kau makan video ni. Okay. Nanti, okay. You terus setting saja. Lepas tu tengok nak share mana lah. Sekarang nak share PPT aja.
Start dah leh.
Ya.
Jam 4:30了。别炸到。哦。那小铁有在嘞。
好，吐槽一台。
Ya, biasa lah. Kalau kita sekali ada juga.
Biasanya.
没有声音面那个 video。我没学到 audio。怪啊。有 audio 的，我没有 audio 的，奇怪哦。
Aduh. Kalau biar kita. Now.
Recording in progress.
很近很近，它的荧幕很累。啊？有，很乱啊，那个声音有回音了。
Fire electrical.
Hello. So everybody here listen. Can hear? Okay. Good evening. My name is Afwan from Sesco Marketing. Today I will present to all of you about our solar. Okay. So first, this is the solar equipment. Okay. This is what we are using for this project. We have solar panel, we have solar pole, solar bracket, controller, solar controller MPPT, solar connector, solar cable, battery, and this outdoor underground box for battery. Okay. So, okay, now for solar panel, we have two types. The first is monocrystalline and the second one is polycrystalline. Okay, for monocrystalline, as you can see here, these are the type that we have 80 watt, 120 watt, 150 watt for 18 volt, and we have 150 watt and 180 watt for 36 volt. For polycrystalline, we have 50 watt, 120 watt, and 150 watt for 18 volt. Okay, mono solar panel have solar cells that made from a single crystal of silicon. Then polycrystalline solar panel have solar cell made from several fragments of silicon that is melted together. Between these two, crystalline purity of mono is higher than mono solar panel. The difference is monocrystalline has higher efficiency as well as higher power capacity. It is a single cell structure and superior silicon allow electron to flow better and result in higher efficiency. For polycrystalline, it is a costless panel and the manufacturing is simpler. Okay, for example, polycrystalline is a lower heat tolerance panel, so it is suitable at a place that does not have sunlight for maybe 8 hours. So it is suitable to use at that place. For general, monocrystalline is better because it has higher efficiency than polycrystalline. Okay. Next, we go to solar panel wiring connection. Okay, so for example, this is the solar panel. For one solar panel, it has 12 volt and 5 ampere. The connection is series and parallel. The difference between series and parallel connection is output voltage and output current. When the panel is connected in series, the output voltage is added together and output current remain the same. When the solar panel is connected in parallel, the output voltage remain the same and the output current will be added together. As you can see from this diagram below, connected by series, so the voltage is added together. Okay, function of this series wiring connection. For example, if customer want to use 24 volt output for the load, for example, barrier. We have barrier that use DC 24 volt. So the battery can be connected by series connection. Then it will give output to the barrier, which is 24 volt. For CCTV, normally 12 volt or 12 volt is enough because camera normally use 24 volt only. Now, the next equipment is solar pole and solar bracket. Okay. Solar pole is used as a pole to elevate and support all the equipment to the desired height. Okay, we have two height, which is 3 meter and 4 meter. As you can see, this is the pole. Okay, solar bracket, it is used to hold the solar panel. It has different size, which is a different bracket size based on the solar panel that is used. Because solar panel, as you can see before in the previous slide, there is many types. So all of the size has different size. So it is custom by the bracket is custom for one of the size. Okay. Next is outdoor distribution box. Okay, for outdoor distribution box, we have regular size and large size. Regular size used for solution that use maybe not to store many things like large size. Okay, normal regular size used for example, normal camera. I give example for 4 camera because 4 camera it will be mounted to the pole, and the equipment that will be stored in the distribution box will be the solar controller LCD display, POE injector, and network switch. based on how many camera is used. Okay, for large size, it is suitable for a solution that will store many devices. For example, if we use solution if we use PTZ camera, then inside the distribution box, we can store converter to convert the power. Okay, we can store the converter, we can store the PoE switch, and the LCD solar controller. So that is the function of the distribution box, which is to store the item, and it is waterproof. Okay. Next is solar LCD display MPPT controller. Okay, this MPPT controller is different with the normal controller. Okay, for example, this is PWM and MPPT. Okay, the difference between MPPT with normal controller, for example, this PWM, the PPT able to capture the access module voltage to charge the batteries. As a result, MPPT can produce 20% to 25% more charging than PWM charger controller. Okay, this LCD display MPPT have another advantage, which is user can monitor the status of battery. As you can see here, this is the status of the battery, solar, and load. User can press the button here. For example, this PV button for solar. When user press this button, it has user can see the watt, the current, the voltage in, voltage. So it is better to use this MPPT LCD display because you can monitor. Okay, this MPPT also support lead acid and lithium ion batteries. Okay, this picture shows that the connection, so you can see here plus minus for solar. So from solar panel connected to here, from battery plus minus connected to here, and load here will be the output. For example, 12 volt output here. Okay, this MPPT current, we have 4 types, which is 10 ampere, 20 ampere, 40 ampere, and 60 ampere. Okay, later for in the formula, I will show you how to choose this MPPT current. Okay, next, this is the MPPT controller module. Okay, as you can see, this is the Wi-Fi module, this is the Bluetooth module, and this is the application on the phone. Okay, for example, the item has been installed at the pole, so user does not have to go open the box and check the status. User can use between these two, Wi-Fi module or Bluetooth module, to see the status. User also can edit the voltage setting in this application. Okay, when use Wi-Fi module, user just have to connect this module using user smartphone. When it is connected, then user can open this application, and this is the interface of this application. It will show the solar voltage, current, power, and the battery status. So this is the main point. You can see the percentage of the battery. And for the load, we can also see the voltage out and the current out for the load. Okay, next for solar battery, we have 2 types, which is lead acid battery and lithium ion battery. For lead acid, we have this 4 ampere option, which is 60 Ah, 100 Ah, 150 Ah, and 200 Ah. For lithium ion, we have 40 Ah and 60 Ah. The difference between these 2 types of battery is the efficiency. Lithium ion batteries are at least 95% efficient, and lead acid battery around 80 to 85%. Lead acid is heavier than lithium ion. That's why it need to be stored underground using this outdoor underground burette box for solar battery. Okay. If user are using this battery, must be stored in the ground using this underground burette box that will store this battery underground. Okay, as you can see, the hole here is the cable from the battery will come out from this hole to the controller, solar controller. For lithium ion battery, it is not heavy as lead acid battery, so lithium ion can be stored in the distribution box. The price of lithium ion is more expensive because it is more efficient than lead acid battery. So next is solar battery wiring connection. As you can see, we have two wiring connection, which is parallel and series. The difference is for series, the voltage will be added together. For series, the voltage will be added together, 12 volt, 12 volt, 12 volt, and it will give up 36 volt output. For parallel, the capacitance will be added together. For example, 180, 180, 180, and will give 540 Ah for the output. Okay. Same as the solar connection, when want to use the series or parallel, for example, this barrier, as I said before, this barrier use DC 24 volt. So battery can be used we can use two battery 12 volt in series connection to power up this barrier. Okay, next is solar cable. As you can see here, solar PV copper cable. This cable is used to connect solar to controller and battery to controller. So this cable, we use solar PV copper cable and also from battery to controller. We have two types, which is 2.5 mm and 4 mm, both in red and black color. So this figure shows the connection of solar panel and battery to solar controller. Okay, now the connector. So this is solar MC4 connector. This connector is used to connect from solar panel to cable that is connected to the controller. The solar panel use this connector, female and male, so the cable must be connected to this connector to connect them together. So this one is 2-pin lithium ion battery cable with connector. It is functioning to connect lithium ion because lithium ion usually stored in a casing or have their box. So this is the connector that can be connect. Okay, so for solar equipment, you guys have any question, or you want me to repeat any of it? If there is no question, I will continue for solar solution.
After I got question, you can check in the chat there.
Okay.
Got customer asking.
Okay. Do you have detailed diagram on how to connect all the component? Yes. For that one, for the solar package, as you know that we share our solar package to the customer, so the connection, we have the slide for the connection. Later I can give. Okay, later I will explain about connection of solar. Now I will explain about solar solution first. Okay, so I will continue. Okay, I will repeat batteries wiring. Okay, so for this battery wiring, normally for camera, we does not use more than 12 volt power. So normally if using camera for solar system, normally use one battery. If you want to use 24 volt or 36 volt, you can make this connection, which is series connection. Series connection will add all the volts, and it will triple the volt or double the volt based on how many batteries you connect. For parallel connection, it will sum all the AH, which is the capacity of the battery. This example I show because DC barrier use 24 volt. If you want to use DC barrier using solar system, you must connect using series connection for battery, so that you have two battery which 12 plus 12, which is 24 volt, that can power up this barrier. Okay, so I will proceed for solar solution. Okay, we have 4 type of solution, which is access point, 4G camera, 4G router, and AC output. For access point, you can use any access point to transmit signal, right? Okay, so access point is used to transmit signal from the pole to the main server. The second solution, we have 4G camera. 4G camera use SIM card, and it has its own network. To see the recording, we can connect it to smart PSS or other software. For 4G router, later I will show all of this connection. Okay, for 4G router, we use normal camera, and this 4G router will give network, and it can transmit recording to the main server. For AC output, this inverter is used to this solution is used if customer want to install analog camera. For example, want to use analog camera, so this ACL output will power up DVR monitor. Later I will show you one by one. Okay, so for access point solution, this is the connection. Okay, as I explained before, so solar cable connect to solar controller, MPPT controller, using this connector and solar cable. Battery connect with controller using solar cable, and for safety, we use HRC fuse because we use fuse easier to troubleshoot if there is any problem. Okay, the output of the MPPT will give 12 volt because only use one camera. So the output will power up PoE injector, will power up network switch, will power up camera. Okay, to power up network switch, PoE injector, and camera, must use AC/DC jack male to power up the device. Okay, this PoE injector will convert 12 volt to 24 volt. It has PoE, then this PoE can power up access point. Access point normally 24 volt input, so it will be powered up by PoE. Okay, this network switch, the uplink can be connected to this LAN of PoE injector. For camera, after it has been powered up by 12 volt DC, the LAN cable is connected to this LAN port at the network switch. So the recording of this camera can be sent to the AP from main server, and the main server can monitor the view. Okay, so that is for access point solution. Now for 4G camera, okay, the connection of solar and battery is the same. The output DC 12 volt will power up this 4G camera. So this 4G camera will have its own network, and the recording will can be connected by using software. Can add the IP of this camera to the software. So the view can be viewed there. Okay, next is the 4G router. Okay, for 4G router, the difference is, for example, using one camera, just connected the LAN cable of the camera to the 4G router. This 4G router normally be powered up by PoE 24 volt also, same as access point. It has SIM card, so it has its own network. The camera also use AC DC jack male to give power to the camera. So PoE injector is also used because it will convert 12 volt DC to 24 volt PoE to power up the 4G router. Okay, next is the AC output analog camera. Okay, this solution is suitable for example, customer want to install camera using analog camera at farm, and it has its own small house, does not have any AC power, so customer can use solar panel, battery, and MPPT controller. Okay, inverter is connected to the battery, so the input is 12 volt, and it will convert to 240 AC power, so it can power up DVR or monitor. For the camera, the output is still same 12 volt using AC DC jack male to give power. The RG cable for the analog camera can be connected to analog camera, so it can be displayed there. Okay, so that's all for the solution. So if you guys have question, you can ask about this solution.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go back to the access point, right? For the access point, do you need to have a Wi-Fi connection?
For access point?
Yes.
Wi-Fi connection does not need. You just pair your access point.
Okay.
This one you mount to the pole, and this one from your main server.
Okay.
Then after you pair, it will automatically send signal after you already power up this PoE.
Okay, so that means from the AP from the main server is connected, but it's connected to the NVR, is it, using a LAN cable?
Yeah, NVR, LAN cable, and network switch. Network switch will power up this PoE.
Okay.
So then this PoE at the, for example, at the office, and this whole system, for example, 1 kilometer away. Okay. So you can use this access point solution.
Okay. So what is the maximum distance for this AP from the main server to the site? What is the maximum distance?
That one based on access point type that you use.
Okay.
We have various access point. We have 1 kilometer up to 5 kilometer.
I see. Okay, understand.
Okay.
Afwan.
Yes.
Untuk model ini kan kita boleh support up to 1 km line of sight lah.
Ya, ini ID card boleh.
Yes.
This one can support to 1 km. PoE adapter can use DC 12 volt to provide 24 volt PoE. Yes, this is a PoE injector. Function of this PoE injector to convert DC 12 volt to PoE. So if you are using access point, this PoE can power up access point. Okay, so if there is no other question, I will continue to calculation.
Sorry. Because I've got one requirement. The client wants to install about 28 cameras.
Okay.
Okay, but it's two separate buildings. Also the main building and the second building is actually a storage. That's about 40 feet away from the main building.
Okay.
So in this scenario, do I mount the APs on the rooftop or what, or inside the building?
Oh, must be outside, so it can directly connected. So this access point, the signal is transmitted 360.
Okay.
So does not mean it must face to face. It can be transmitted also. But the main thing is you must pair it first. You can use one host and 2 client. So it can be linked.
So the distance is about 1 km, is it?
Yeah, that one, yeah. For this one, 1 km.
I see. Okay, understand. Okay, thanks.
Okay. So if there is no other question, I will continue to solar formula. Okay, so this is the diagram. For example, the installation on pole. So you can see here the installation for 2 camera, access point, and this distribution box. And the battery can be, if you are using lead acid, will be stored underground. If you are using lithium ion, can be stored inside the box. Okay. So now we move to solar formula. Okay. For the first formula, okay, this formula is used to calculate the device lifespan. If you want to know how long does this battery can support my device? Okay, first you must have the device. For the camera, all camera have their own current and voltage, so we can get the power of one camera. Okay, to calculate it, we have to calculate for day and night, because the power for day and night is different. For camera, in the daytime, the IR of the camera will off, so the power is not maximized. For nighttime, the IR will on and the power will be maximized. So we have to calculate for day and night. Okay, later I will show you the calculation. Now I explain the formula first. Okay, after you get the power of one camera, we can get the day watt hour and night watt hour. We must have the AH from the device, which is the camera. So day watt hour and night watt hour, we sum them and we divide with output solar controller. Output solar controller is 12 volt. From the controller, the load is 12 volt, right? So the day watt hour and the night watt hour will be divided with the output solar controller. Okay, then if you are using one device, you can just calculate, you can just get the device lifespan, which is for example, battery AH 100 AH, and you have the device AH, so you will get the device lifespan, for example, 1 day or 2 days. If you have more than one camera, you have to multiply with the total device. from this AH from device, you have to multiply with the total device, then you will divide it with the battery AH. Okay, formula number 7 is to calculate the MPPT current. From the previous slide, I show the MPPT current, which is 10 ampere, 20 ampere, 30 and 40 ampere. So how do you want to know to choose the best MPPT current? So you must have your solar power, your solar, you know the power and the output of the controller. For example, 150 solar power and controller, you will get the ampere. For example, if you get the ampere is 15, so MPPT 10 ampere is not suitable, so it must use higher than 15 ampere. Okay, now I will show you the calculation. Okay, as you can see here, this is the formula just now I just show you. For example, the device 1 ampere and the volt is 4.5 volt. So we get the power. Then the power we divide by 2 for daytime, and time with hour we get 27 watt hour for daytime. For nighttime, the power we times with hours, and you will get the watt hour for day and night. Then we plus this watt hour day and night, we get the total AH for one device. Okay, if you're using one device, you can just get the battery, you can get the device lifespan. Okay, for example, you use 3 device, then the AH is 20.25. So to know the device lifespan, battery AH 120, for example, using 120 AH, and the total AH by the total device 20.25, we can get the total days that it will withstand, which is 5.9 days. So that is the calculation for device lifespan. Okay, for solar ampere, for example, 150 solar power divide by output MPPT, which is output of the solar controller 12 volt, we can get 12.5. So 12.5, we cannot use 10 ampere MPPT, we must use 20, 30 or 40 ampere. Okay, so that's for the calculation. Okay, so any question about this calculation formula? If there is no question, I will continue. Later, I will show the solar package connection. Okay, so this is the, for example, after we do the calculation, so this is the AP solution. The battery is 100 AH. The solar panel is 150 watt. The camera is 3.9 watt. So the times 2, we can get the device lifespan is 8.3 days. Okay, now is the FAQ. Okay, to power up, how to power up access point? Normally, customer will ask this question. So need to use PoE injector, which is TWC PoE-C-12. This is the model. It will convert 12 volt to 24 volt. Okay, for PTZ camera, if customer want to use PTZ camera and access point solution, the output from the MPPT is 12 volt. So need to PoE must use PTZ must use PoE switch. So PoE switch normally 48 volt input. So need to convert from 12 volt to 48 volt, must add converter, which is AC JTC 12 to 48 volt. Okay, if customer want to use analog camera, need to add inverter, which is the previous slide that I show, which is it will convert from 12 volt or 24 volt to 220 volt AC. So this is then I move to points to beware, which is the 4 PTZ wiring. Must be careful not to connect AP to network switch, because network switch is 48 volt. Access point that will be used is 24 volt, so it cannot be connected directly to the network switch. Must use pure injector, or else it will be overpowered and burn. Okay, for mounting box to pole, you must drill. You must make hole for the wiring connection, because wiring connection will be stored in the pole. Then to mount the box, you must use U-bolt 12-inch to hold the box to the pole. Okay, for battery and solar panel, must use fuse switch because easier to troubleshoot, and it will take no risk, will have no risk for short of the cable. For outdoor underground Buick box for solar battery, which is lead acid, when installed underground, the hole from the solar box must be sealed so that the rain or the sand or soil will not get into the underground box. So any other question? Solar power ambil dari mana? Maksudnya solar power, sebab solar power dia akan will get the power from solar, which is sunlight, and it will convert it to electric power. Okay, why day power need to be divided by 2? Okay, day power divided by 2 because for the daytime, the camera will not use IR, so it will not use maximum power. So the calculation we just divide by 2 for the camera to calculate the power. So it must be divided by 2 for daytime. For nighttime, just time the 12. Just time the hours of the nighttime. If there is okay, and the question, how to calculate solar panel configuration? Okay, solar panel configuration, the internet has many calculator for solar. You can add the battery, the solar panel power, the output of the controller, and the calculator can give you the efficiency. Okay. Solar panel is the ratio between amount of energy that collect compared to amount of energy it produce. The rest of the solar power is in heat. Efficiency of 20% means that 20% of solar radiation is transformed into electricity, and the 80% is transformed into heat. So solar panel, it only gives 20% of the sunlight as electricity. 80% is turned into heat. So the higher efficiency, the greater amount of electricity will be produced. The life expectancy of solar panel is 25 years. For battery, based on what battery that use.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so another question, how high is the AP needs to be placed? Okay, access point for 4 meter or 3 meter is enough, I think. Need to put not to surrounded place. Kalau macam banyak sangat tempat tu terhalang, maybe it will affect the signal. But normally it will not. Yes, who just now want to ask question? For lightning solution,
Hello, Fran.
hello, yes.
Okay, when you mention device lifespan tu, maksudnya let's say yang 80s tu kan?
Yang mana?
Device lifespan tu,
Okay, okay.
itu maksudnya 8 hari without sun lah. Dia akan
Dia boleh tahan. Dengan bateri itu dia boleh tahan.
8 hari without any sun. Okay, okay. Right. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay, yes.
Okay, just want to ask just a quick question. If we are designing CCTV for, let's say for a housing estate, housing area,
okay,
to monitor, let's say about 10 to 12 cameras, do you need Wi-Fi or it's just that is only the signal from the PoE is from the AP is sufficient?
The signal from AP is enough because AP just wireless connection.
Okay.
It replaced the cable connection. So for all of the camera can be connected to network switch, and network switch will be connected to PoE injector. So it will transmit signal to the main server.
Oh, I see. So basically, that means wireless or Wi-Fi is only meant if you only broadcasting a Wi-Fi signal, correct?
Yeah.
I see. Okay, understand. Okay, thanks.
Okay, what's the our climate is tropical. Do we need to do cleaning solar panel? If it is too dirty, need to be clean. If not, it's okay. Just if raining, does not bother. Okay, what's the charging rate for the batteries? From empty battery to full charge will take how long? Okay, this one based on sunlight. For example, for a day, maybe 4 hours to 5 hours will give sunlight will give the full solar power. For lead acid is faster than lithium. Lead acid is charging faster than lithium. Lithium is charging faster than lead acid because lithium is more efficient than lead acid, but the price of lithium is more expensive. Okay, if installed, okay, for required earthing for protection. Okay, untuk lightning solution, usually camera insert the camera have insulation and power part need to be grounding. Okay, to install at condo perimeter, would you suggest to use lead or lithium battery? Based on how many devices you use, lithium battery is better, but it is quite expensive. For what we have lead acid lah. We have many type of AH, so bigger bigger capacity, but both work the same. Lithium battery charge faster than lead acid battery. For me, if I want for condo perimeter, lithium battery. If you use not many device, use lead battery. Cleaning solar panel using any solution, use detergent, just clean the glass of the solar panel, because the solar panel that I mentioned, the crystal is under the glass, so you can clean the glass only. Can use detergent. That one not sure, must try. Okay, can we monitor the solar charger remotely? Okay, if you want to see the status, as I mentioned before at the slide. Okay, this one can see the status of the battery, solar, and load. If you want to see the status, you can see the capacity. This one using Wi-Fi module or Bluetooth module, you have to be at the place. You cannot monitor it from far. You have to be at the pole to connect to the wire or Bluetooth connection. What is the best angle install solar panel? Okay, the best angle for our bracket. So you can see this bracket. We install for this picture. You can see here. We install it 60 degree, face towards south. For this question, lightning issue, we will require the grounding. We will not require the grounding, and the camera side also. Normally the camera have insulation and power pipe. Yeah, because lightning will come either from top and from the bottom. Now I will show the package. Solar package. Okay, first package, for example, using AP solution. So this connection just require to use PoE injector. PoE injector will be powered up by AC/DC jack male from the load output. 12 volt will power up the PoE injector, and access point can be powered up. Then for camera, AC/DC jack from MPPT connect to the camera power, and LAN cable from camera can be connected to this LAN port. So the signal can be transmitted to the main server. Okay, so this is the equipment that will be used for one IP camera. The solar panel, solar pole. This is the cage for solar pole. The square shape cage to hold the solar pole so it will not fall down. So this is the bracket, the battery, MPPT, access point. This is the distribution box. If using lead acid battery, you will use the underground unit box, the connector that will connect solar panel to the controller. This cable is used to connect solar and battery to controller. This is the PoE injector. So For example, the camera that I show you just now is this model. So if using lead acid battery, need to use this connector. So this is AC DC jack male. So this U-box is used to hold the box to the pole, 12-inch U-box. So this is the mounting for the camera. To mount the camera to the pole using these two accessory. So next is 2IP camera. Okay, 2IP camera is the same as I just showed you just now. Wait, from solar panel need breaker. Yes, from solar panel need to have breaker for safety issue. Safety. Okay, so I just show you this connection just now. The difference between 2IP and 1IP, 2IP or more than 2 camera need to add network switch. If there is more than 4 camera, need to add 8-port switch. Less than 4, you can use 4-port switch. So the item is the difference only the network switch. Okay, for solar 4G camera, just direct connection to the camera and it has its own network. So it will not use access point. Your injector will not be used because 4G camera has its own network. Okay, now package for PTZ camera. Okay, for PTZ camera need to power. PTZ is powered up by PoE. So if you want to use PoE, network switch must have input 48 volt. So to get the 48 volt, you must use this converter to convert from 12 volt to 48 volt. The LAN uplink from this switch can be connected to this LAN. Okay, so for PTZ, the difference is just to add this converter and this PoE switch and camera. AC output, this one I just show you just now, the connection of AC output if customer want to use analog camera. Just add this inverter using the mudah inverter that will convert 12 volt to 220 volt. Any inverter that will convert 12 to AC 220 volt. So that's all the package that we have. So we have solar installation training, which is offline training at Cisco Marketing on 30 March 2022, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can contact sales to if you want to attend this training. Limit to 25 to 30 people only because of COVID-19 right now. Okay, so if there is no other question, you can scan this Google link. Total got 10 questions. One question is 10 point. For anybody that get more than 70 point will be issued a e-certificate like this. So you can scan this and answer the question based on training I give just now. Or you can click the link at the chat. If you have question that you want to PM or email, you can email at Sexpo. So I just send my email. If you have any question, you can also PM me at this number. I will send you. So you can PM question to this number to ask about question that you want to ask for this training. I also can give the PowerPoint or the solar calculator. If you want, you can contact me. So if there is no other question, thank you for joining this training, and hope you can see at the solar installation training, offline training, 30 March. Thank you, guys.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Terima kasih.
Sama.